methodical play style clashes with the high-octane, high-power Blue Eyes strategy that he's playing in this tournament. He went 4-1 in day one, losing only the first round to Medolces, armed by the player from France, Sakar. Eric Christensen of the United States. He's the first YCS champion who also won the WCQ in the same season, and if he can go 3 for 3 on major championship events, it would be a massive, massive achievement. He's also playing Blue Eyes today with the Galaxy Soldier tech to give him access to Cyber Dragon Infinity.
Yeah, we've been talking about that quite a bit. We like it quite a lot, don't we?
It's very good. When that thing works, it works.
Yep.
When it gets hit by Max C, you could be in a little bit of trouble.
Yep.
In terms of cards like that, Max C's, Shunsuke is playing a 2-2 split of Max C and Effect Veiler, which is a little strange. Like, I see it a lot, but it seems like there's always one of them that's better in the format than the other.
Yeah.
You kind of want to go 3-1.
Yeah.
And in this case, I feel like you want the Max C at 3, and since you can search Effect Veiler out, it's pretty clearly the one that you put at 1.
Yeah, you don't need as many.
But it's working for him so far, and also working for him is running with 42 cards. He's maxed out on a whole lot of things that you normally don't see maxed out. Cards of Consonance is generally a 1 or 2 of in most of the Blue Eyes decks that we've seen, but he's gone all in on it. 3 copies of Cards of Consonance, 3 copies of Dragon Shrine, and so far, everything's working out for him, even though he's stacking up cards like Dragon Shrine that can only play once per turn. Omitted from his deck, things like Silver's Cry that we are seeing in pretty much every other deck. Eric Christensen is playing it, for instance.
I think Silver's Cry is really good, actually.
Yeah, at least having one of
bit
it.
of damage. Yeah.
Play it in the battle phase. Play it during the end of your opponent's turn. Use it as a pseudo Cosmic Cyclone with Dragon Spirit of 1. It's just a really good card. You just don't want to draw more than one of it because you can't play it.
Yeah, it's only once per turn.
The real star here in terms of recursion, though, is Return of the Dragon Lords, which you can play more than one of if you draw it.
Yeah.
So, it looks like our players are just about ready to begin this final match. So we're going to head down to the table right now. This is the 2016 Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading Card Game World Championship. We are in the finals. This last match is for all the marbles and the Millennium Puzzle in trophies. Fumbled over that last word of it.
Trophies, marbles, everything.
Yep.
You are the owner of the world at this point.
My problem right now is I'm a bit too psyched up for this match. Blue Eyes versus Blue Eyes.
Yeah, this is the ultimate match. This nobody could have predicted that both players in this final match would have been playing Blue Eyes decks.
Whoever wins, Kaiba wins.
Yeah.
Which is nice for a change. It's nice for Kaiba every once in a while.
Yeah. So let's see how these guys start out here. So it all comes down to who's going first at this point. We don't know who's going first yet, but these hands are loading in here. I think if Eric Christensen can, come out with this Galaxy Soldier tech in the first turn, that would be fantastic for him. It would be able to stop a lot of Shunsuke's plays.
All right,
There's a picture of the crowd there.
There's a huge crowd there on hand. I don't know that if you could hear it over the mics, but they were going nuts when Eric Christensen was introduced.
Yeah.
And they are ready for some Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I wonder where Kaiba's at. He's probably watching from his personal jet somewhere.
Eric Christensen starts with Sage with Eyes of Blue, which is met by an Effect Veiler from Shunsuke.
Wow, that's
It's pretty brutal because that was about the only playable card he had. He needed that to go off to get Cards of Consonance out of his hand.
Shunsuke's hand here. He's got a lot to do. He has so much to do. He has the Blue Eyes alternative White Dragon. He can easily get the Blue Eyes Dragon with Melody. He can start searching with the White Stone of Legend. He's just discarded with the Cards of Consonance here. So that's probably going to go, well, it's definitely going to go get him the Blue Eyes White Dragon that he needs for that alternative White Dragon.
That's basically another perfect hand for Shunsuke.
Yeah.
He even had the Veiler to stop his opponent's turn 1 Sage.
Yeah, absolutely. Can he just put No, he can't. Okay. I'm just thinking, can he just like outright win here? He needs to draw some. I don't know. Okay, that's all.
He needs some kind of recursion.
Yeah. No, he's drawn all the cards from cards constants now. That's it.
That's really the one thing he doesn't have is a way to get monsters back from the graveyard.
Yeah. So he's going to be able to at least put one Blue Eyes White Dragon on the field. Possibly some synchro play. And the big thing here that I'm seeing in Shunsuke's hand is the Phoenix Wind Wing Blast. Yep. He's got that as well to interrupt any more of Eric Christensen's plays.
Yeah, Twin Twisters is not useful in this matchup, but Phoenix Wind Blast can just discard it.
Yeah, so he attacks over with the Blue Eyes Alternative. Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon.
That'll do a total of 3,000 plus a little bit more for the stone.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think the stone's only 100 or something.
It's a little bit more than that. It was
600. Oh, okay. So, total of 3,500? 3,600, sorry.
Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon hits the field, sets the Phoenix Wind Blast, and during the end phase, he's going to summon out another Blue Eyes.
Yeah, so Shunsuke, straight out the gates, really commanding position here.
Christensen really needs to get his hand cycling. He really needs a Dragon tuner right now.
Yeah, so Eric actually has a stronger hand than Shunsuke, but nothing to kind of complete that strength in that hand.
If the effect failure kind of ruined it for him.
Yeah, let's say if that stage went through and he went and got White Stone of Legend, this hand would be crazy right now because he'd be able to just start summoning back all those dragons. Stone of Ancient, sorry. Yeah.
All right, looks like that's it, and Eric's up, and he draws with a second card of Consonance. What are the odds? That's both copies of Cards of Consonance.
Yeah. He's not going to be able to go anywhere with this hand right now. Maybe he's going to set a bluff. I think if Shunsuke actually Wing Blasts this, then
Wing Blast it for game.
Yeah, and that's game over. Wow, what a swift first game here with these two guys in this World Championship final.
All right, Shunsuke goes ahead and plays Melody of Awakening Dragon now.
Yeah, he's just going to be able to summon a Blue Eyes Alternative and then attack with all of his monsters. That's more than 8,000.
Goes ahead and plays the alternative, switches to attack position, and just attacks with everything, and that's a quick game one.
Okay.
So things are looking great for Eric Christensen until Shunsuke had effect failure.
Yeah, wow, that effect failure really stopped pretty much all of those plays that happened in that. Eric doesn't look too disheartened, though.
That's rough for Eric, too, because his deck really wants that first turn to get Galaxy Soldier out.
Yeah, so we didn't see his Galaxy Soldier tech this time around, but maybe in the next game.
So, Shunsuke is running that Cat Sith tech, Fabled Cat Sith.
I like that a lot.
It's very, very useful. He's probably going to drop the Twin Twisters out of his main deck. It'll be kind of funny to see a couple of Blue Eyes decks throw Cycle Readers at each other. But I'm afraid that's not going to be the case. Eric Christensen is not running Cycle Reader. He is running Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries.
He actually has, is that 2 Smashing Grounds?
Yes, it's 2 Smashing Grounds.
I haven't seen that since the +1 gadget deck.
It's kind of cool because it's a non-targeting thing, so you can play it when Spirit Dragon is out, and then whatever they chain to bring out will just get hit by it.
Wow, that's actually really cool. Yeah, and generally it has, like Azurites has a lot of defense, and so does Spirit Dragon.
Yep, 3,000 each.
Wow, that's actually a really cool tech card. So we actually might see that coming in here.
That would be really interesting. Not quite as old as Thousand Eyes Restrict, but pretty exciting nonetheless. As he is main decking the Dark Hole already.
Yeah.
So having more non-targeting removal is pretty good.
Always good. And we see the crowd again, going wild. That's the strangest Yu-Gi-Oh! Mexican wave I've ever seen.
We've got some fantastic hats out there in the crowd. Oh, look at that one. Right there on the left, waving it around, hitting the dab. I don't know if that's appropriate for a children's card game. I guess it's okay for the NFL.
Yeah, we don't have the NFL over in Europe, Jerome. What is that's the football, right?
Yeah, you do. You have it like 4 times a year.
Do we?
Yeah, they go to Wembley and play.
Oh, well, there you go. I need to get down there. Wembley's not too far from me, actually. So,
players look like they have made their decisions for side decking, and are now counting out side deck. Make sure 15 is still there.
That was a swift game one. That's the only way to describe it. Very swift game one.
I think we would have been in for a much longer, more back and forth match had that Sage gone through.
Yeah.
That is one of the things you learn when you're playing this deck, is that Sage is vital to it. If you can block that, you do it.
Yep. Kind of like, it's just like a lot of the really powerful decks we've seen over the past couple of years have had that who just have a single normal summon. If you generally stop that single normal summon effect monster who's got that trigger effect on normal summon, that usually stops the deck from performing well.
That's what keeps Edea out of a lot of Monarch decks these days, is that people don't want to open themselves up to that avenue of interaction to just shut down their turn. Yeah,
exactly. Because it stops Eidos coming out and giving that extra tribute summon.
It's even worse if you're trying to normal summon Eidos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because then just kind of sits there and looks at your opponent like, I'm by myself. I don't have one of my big marks.
All right.
Pile shuffle is last.
Got quick clarification on shuffling procedures, making sure that a pile shuffle is the last type of shuffle that happens.
Yeah. Both players here look so calm. Eric's got a little smile on his face.
It's funny. I was talking to the U.S. contingent this morning, and Masu was fine, Travis was fine, and Eric was freaking out a bit.
Right, okay.
And now out of the 3, Eric is the one who's made the finals.
Yeah, so the other 2 guys are freaking out because Eric's in the finals.
Now the tables are reversed.
I'll go first.
All right, Eric's going to go first again. We'll see if he can push this to game 3.
Even more sportsmanship there in that World Championship finals. That's fantastic to see. Is that Master or is that an effect there I couldn't quite see from Shunsuke? Okay, Eric opens an anti-spell fragrance. That's interesting.
Think he can play all of his own cards?
His hand just looks like 3 spell cards and 2 anti-spell fragrances.
No monsters.
No, but one of those spell cards is an Upstart Goblin.
Yeah,
so
you can trade it for something. And he's going to need 2.
He's got Soul Charge, Upstart Goblin,
2
double
anti-spell
anti-spell fragrance, and a Return of the Dragon Lords.
Wow,
Really that's not a great hand.
That is not what you want to see when you are facing
I don't even know what that card needs to be.
He comes up with a Dragon Spirit of White.
Yeah.
Also not useful.
Yeah, at the very least he can set his Soul Charge so that next turn he can play it if that anti-spell fragrance does end up getting flipped over. But Shunsuke's hand isn't necessarily much better.
Especially not with the...
He sets 4.
That's 4, everything but the dragon.
Yeah. So, going over to Shunsuke's hand here. Also, Cards of Constance not live here because Master is not a dragon. As well as the
Cycle Reader could be very useful. Christensen, in theory, would get an advantage from getting his spell cards first, but having the Cycle Reader will stop any sort of revival should it happen.
Yeah.
And he picks up the White Stone of Ancients.
Yeah.
Is that the White Stone of Ancients?
It definitely looked like a White Stone. Yeah, it's a White Stone of Ancients. It just very swiftly appeared in our hand here.
Did not have Cards of Constance, correct? That wasn't his...
No, that was Shunsuke's.
That's Shunsuke's. This is actually our first mirror match of the
it
tournament, so we're still getting a little used to seeing all the same cards on both sides.
Yeah, well, Shunsuke here...
he picked up
the Sage.
Picked up Sage with Eyes of Blue.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that's as good as having the White Stone of Ancients straight away.
Well, he does have the Cards of Constance.
Of course he does have that. And that is going to be set because of the anti-spell fragrance. So he's going to be able to go somewhere with this hand right now. All depends on this draw from Shunsuke. He could really start powering up his board here.
Very carefully, making sure everything is in its proper order.
Yep.
This is not a blue eyes. This is not what you think of when you think blue eyes.
No, there's not a lot of powerful monsters being played at the start here.
Face down, spell and trap cards. It's
Yeah.
kind of the opposite of blue eyes.
Yeah, so Shunsuke here draws into a blue eyes white dragon, so he's going to have to flip. Did he have a trade? Yeah, he drew trade in.
He picked up 2 spells, Forbidden Chalice and Trade in.
Yeah, so he's going to have to set those. And then here's where the big blue eyes starts appearing. So he's going to use that Dragon Spirit of White. Probably going to take out one of the face downs. Not going to choose to get rid of that anti-spell fragrance at this point because he's already set all his spell cards.
He just needs to make sure the Christensen can't do anything with his own spell cards.
Yeah.
Christensen could really use a Sage right now.
Yeah, I could.
Having the Sage to be able to send your own stone to the graveyard might be pretty nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Eric has a lot of catching up to do here. Shunsuke is just having that Dragon Spirit of White is making him so far ahead because he can then put that in the banish pile straight away and summon the Blue Eyes White Dragon from his hand. And that's kind of, you know, as far as a simplified game state's concerned, having a 3,000 attack monster on the field, not anything to shake a stick at.
And picks up Cards of Consonance yet again. That card is following him around like a bad penny.
Yeah.
Last turn. Translation. Sorry.
Asking which 2 was set
Asking to confirm whether
during this turn.
set cards were they the ones he set last. He was asking, did he set these last turn?
さっきのターンでこの2枚を伏せたんでしょう
Oh, hi.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Confirm that.
That's 1 card face down. Flips the White Stone of Ancients.
Okay.
Runs it into Blue Eyes.
Yeah, okay, so I guess he's doing that to try and get Blue Eyes.
19? Yes.
Yeah, he's trying to get something on the board.
Yeah.
'Cause, White Stone isn't gonna cut it.
Yeah, I think he has to do that so that he at least somewhat has. Yeah, he has got that cycle reader. That's gonna take that right out.
Yeah, this turn Shunsuke is going to be able to discard Blue Eyes, to trade in, draw 2 more cards, flip
Yeah.
a return, and he may in fact be the first 2-time back-to-back
Yeah,
world champion.
He's looking like he's got some power plays here now. He's got all these set cards, anti-spell fragrance, stopping Eric in that last turn from playing that Cards of Consonance.
Been played anyways because he'd set the stone.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just, yeah, one thing after another. So now this trade-in's live. He's going to go looking for some dragons. Not going to be able to play that because of anti-spell fragrance. Now he has emptiness.
More spells.
I think I saw emptiness.
Yeah, he picked
That-
up.
that could
the second
be-
card.
That could be so important. Is that a Veiler as well? No, not a Veiler. It was Master.
I think Christensen. Oh, he's got Dragon Spirit of White.
Yeah, he's got a Dragon Spirit of White. So it just depends what Shunsuke decides to go for here. I don't think he's got enough to be able to put game on the board, but
Summons Master lets him pick
Yeah.
up his stone again.
yeah, don't think he's got any really great way of using that right now. But he's going to make a Synchro Monster. He's going to go with
Spirit Dragon.
Spirit
in attack
Dragon.
position. He's got the set return.
Oh, so he does. Yeah, he does have enough.
Yeah,
I
he's
forgot about,
he's
forgot
got
about the
2
return.
returns.
That's so. This is it. Eric Christensen here, just unfortunately unable to keep up with the pace of Shunsuke Hiyama here. There's a second Spirit Dragon. Another return of the Dragon Lords. Take out more set cards, and this is it. Shunsuke Hiyama is going to be a 2-time world champion.
Well, that's
Wow.
not at all what I was expecting to see right now.
Well, that was the power of the Blue Eyes deck.
That is the fastest final match, I think, in any championship level tournament ever.
Yeah. Wow.
Because even in the case of the old, I think, 2010 World Championship with Frog FTK, I mean, it has ended in literally one turn, but the turn took 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Each time it happened.
That is the power of the Blue Eyes White Dragon right
in
there.
a very swift 2-0 victory, Shunsuke Hiyama becomes the first two-time world champion. And it all started because one person couldn't make it last year. And
Yeah.
he took hold of that opportunity. He's actually not the first one to have done so.
Yeah.
Galileo, back when he won with Frog FTK,
Yeah.
things just happened to wind up that he gets to go to the world championship. And
Yeah.
when you get that opportunity, you have to make the most of it.
Yeah, and he has absolutely made the most of it. That means he is going to be
He's going to make his fourth world
fourth
championship,
appearance in the World Championship
row.
2017.
which is, I mean, 3 in a row was unheard of to begin with. But
Yeah,
4
in a row. Wow.
is extremely unheard of.
So, I kept saying to people throughout the whole day that, you know, we're going to see this final match to crown our new champion. No, we just crowned our same champion. He has defended his title as the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Champion.
And Christensen, like Eric Christian, he played great this weekend.
Yeah, he
There
did.
was really, I mean, it was through no fault of his own that he got blown out like that.
Yeah,
It's just,
his deck was just built so well, but in his last match, Shunsuke just
he had the effect
managed
fail
to-
at game 1, and then just nothing came up for
Yeah.
Eric game 2.
and he was able to play that exactly as it needed to be played to get all that damage on the board. That's
So,
it.
I mean, it's just the worst case scenario for Eric.